Shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. All praises to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Makakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS who taught me the truth. And what inspired me to this video, I was watching, the powerful brother, Naikawam, his video that he did about this earlier. And it says North Korea has claimed that about 800,000 of its citizens have volunteered to join or re-enlist in the nation's military to fight against the United States, right? And these people, like you said, they volunteered to do this, which shows you that people are fed up with America, They realize that this place is nothing but wickedness and evil, and they push all this, democracy, they steal people's oil, their lands, and everybody's just tired of America, because really America has been like a bully. It tells you that in Jeremiah, the 50th chapter, America has been like a bully, basically. And reading these comments, man, these people are lost. These people don't have a clue what's about to come, because they really think that America is going to win this last war, Armageddon, right? Like this guy right here, he says the U.S. defeated 750,000 Iraq army in 4 days, right? And just reading the comments, man, these people, like right here, he says more like they signed up for food, basically saying like they're going to be missile food. But we understand, through the prophecies that America's going to lose that war, and really it's going to be Russia and China, Iran, and North Korea. They're all going to shoot missiles on this place, because this place, man, it needs to be destroyed. The Babylon's sins have reached up to heaven. So this is Revelation chapter 17. And I'm going to start at verse 16. It says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore." And the whore is talking about America, right? It's not a literal whore. "And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For Yahweh hath put in their hearts," right? And we all know heart is lahab, right? Meaning your mind, "to fulfill his will." So this is really the Most High's will. Okay, the Most High, he's a man of war. He wants this to happen. All right. And it says to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. And we're in those times right now that the word of the Lord is going to be fulfilled. It's not going to return unto him void. "And the woman which thou sawest is that great city." You see that? Because when you read Revelation 17, our forefather John on the island of Patmos, he is seeing a vision. Okay. And he's writing down, what he sees, the best way that he can describe it. Right. And the woman or the whore, that's talking about America, that great city. And it tells you that this verse 15. And it says, "And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues," right? And that's talking about America, the great melting pot. It's not talking about the Vatican City or the Roman Catholic Church. Because that's what, a few Christians believe, that it's talking about the Roman. Like my mom, she believes that Revelation 17 in Babylon is talking about the Roman Catholic Church. But that doesn't line up with the prophecies. Verse 18, "And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigned over the kings of the earth." See, in verse 18, it says this place, it reigns over the kings of the earth. How is the Roman Catholic Church reigning over the kings of the earth? That doesn't make any sense at all, right? It's very clear that this place is Babylon the Great, America, that does reign over the kings of the earth. And everybody's tired of America, right? That's why I did this lesson, because, vexed in my spirit, just being here in Babylon the Great, around all these wicked people, and, what we have to go through on a day-to-day basis is vexing. And everybody is tired of America, right? So let me go to Jeremiah 51. And 6, it says, flee out the midst of Babylon, right? And deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. And he will render unto her a recompense, right? A payback, right? Because like it says in the book of Revelation, I believe it's the 16th chapter, that this place, they killed a lot of the saints, This place was filled with the blood of the saints. And we know the saints, according to the scriptures, those are the Israelites, okay? Verse 7, here's the point. It says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, right? Her philosophies, not literal wine. Therefore, the nations are mad, and that's why they're mad. Because like a whore, it looks good at first. You get your little thing off or whatever, but eventually you get tired of it, right? And that's what happened. The Bible describes this place with the perfect analogy, so to speak, because this place is done, man. America's like, what, 40 trillion in debt? Because I don't really see how people don't see that this place is done. This place is not going to ever go back to how it was in the so-called 90s, the early 2000s, Really, this place has been on a decline, really, since 2008. But even more on a decline ever since the so-called COVID in 2020. And really, let me get this real quick. Because this is why God wants to destroy America. This is Joel chapter 3 and 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Right? Which that means Jehoshaphat, which means God's judgment. And that's in the so-called Middle Eastern area. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations, imparted my land. And who scattered us? Ultimately, the Lord scattered us, but he uses different nations to scatter us, right? And the judgment is coming to them for what they have done to us. And they have cast lots for my people and have given a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. And that's what they did. On them auction blocks, they sold us for wine, guns, Because I still have a picture. They would sell a whole family for cheap, too. We used to be their Christmas gifts, right? How you get a gift for Christmas? Well, you used to actually get an actual human being, a slave, which is us. Because really, slavery is not wrong. It's only wrong when you enslave God's people. So verse 9, here's the point. Actually, I'm going to read verse 7, Joel 3:7. Behold, I will raise them out of the place, whether you have sold them, it will return your recompense upon your own head. Right? And then when you read verse 8, basically, we're going to be selling them into slavery. Ham's going to get it too. We're going to have Hamite slaves and all that. But verse 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. You see that? And this is what the Lord wants. He wants to do this so he can judge the different nations for what they did to his people. And it tells you that. That's really why God wants World War III. Because like I said, he's a man of war and he wants revenge for what they did to his people. Verse 12, it says, let the heathen be awakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there I will sit to judge all the heathen round about. Right? And then when you go to the book of Zephaniah 3, verse 8, it says, therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord, until the day that I rise up to the prey, for my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms. You see that? So that's the Lord's determination, to gather the nations, right? To pour upon them my indignation, which means righteous anger. Even all my fierce anger for all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. You see that? So God wants this to happen, right? Because it's no coincidence that all these nations are getting them, getting the missiles, so to speak, together and getting their people together for war, because we're in those times. Now, we understand, we still have the mark of the beast and other prophecies that, had to take place, but we're definitely in those times, The end is here. This is Proverbs 21:1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whatsoever he will. Right. So the Lord is in control of everything. That's what this verse is saying. Even the kings. Donald Trump, because they're saying that Donald Trump, he might get arrested on Tuesday or whatever. Was that's gonna, stir up some shit with the Proud Boys and all the people that support him. It really, man. Let me show y'all this. Damn, what happened to the article? It's like you. But it says, Drew Barrymore kneels before a transgender woman, right? Doing an interview. And she's getting, backlash. As she should. Because everyone's tired of this, transgender homosexuality agenda that they're pushing. Because this is everywhere. And this is another sign that this place is done, man. Because I did a lesson about a year ago. And I think I titled it 7 reasons or 10 reasons why the Roman Empire fell. And this was one of the reasons, that I remember. The lack of morality, pushing that homosexuality vibe, man. The Lord is against that. We all know the famous story of Sodom and Gomorrah. But this goes to show you, bro, that everyone is sick and tired of this place. Because when I read, comments on Instagram about the Joe Biden administration and how they're pushing, this transgender stuff, most people in the comments, they're against that shit, as they should be. That's wickedness. And all these simple black niggas, Jake, that voted for Joe Biden, they should be ashamed. I don't see them really speaking up against this. Because this is really the Joe Biden administration. They're with that shit, at least Trump. They're both devils, but at least Trump, he wasn't with that. At least Trump gave niggas money. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord, he's fed up with this place, man. And if you're in the right spirit, you're supposed to be hastening the day. And let me get this real quick. You're supposed to be hastening the day to get up out of here. Right. So this is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 22. And it says, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. You see that? And the Lord has shortened the days. As if you can't tell, the time is just moving. It's already March, 18th or whatever, 19th, 2023. The days are going by fast. But for the elects, Matthew 24:22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. And the Most High is doing this for the elect. Because he wants us to get up out of here. The punishment and the captivity of Zion is almost fulfilled. It's almost over with. Okay? We're clearly at the end. And if you can't see that, that you're in the wrong spirit. The Most High has blinded you. Because this is the spirit you're supposed to be in. In 2 Peter 3. And I'm going to start at verse 12. 11. 2 Peter 3 and 11. It says, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be, in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of Yahweh, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Right. So the point is, you're supposed to be, like it says in verse 12, hastening until the coming of the day of the Lord. You shouldn't want to be in this society any much longer. You know, because you got people that make plans for 10 years, 20 years. They're not watching the prophecies. That's why it says in verse 10. That's why it says this is how Yahushua is going to come back. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. They're not watching, bro. They're not watching the prophecies. You know? So that's why the Most High, he's going to catch him off guard. He's going to send his son back, Yahushua, you know, the Black Messiah, okay? Because you still got simple niggas that think the Lord is a white man. In 2023, I promise you, you still do. So that's why, man, when the Most High started jacking up Jake, it's really a mercy kill because they're too far gone, man. You know, he's really just taking them out of their misery. But the point is, you know, everyone's tired of America, Russia, North Korea, Iran. Because Iran, which are the Persians in the scriptures, when you read Ezekiel 38, they're ready to get back because of what Trump did. I forgot their leader, but Trump killed one of their leaders. I think it was in either 2020 or 2021. But yeah, I remember Trump had killed one of their leaders, you know, and they were pissed about that, you know. So the point is, man, this place is going down, all right, and you're supposed to be in the spirit of hastening the day, not wanting to be here any longer, because this place is polluted. Let me get that real quick. This is not our rest. This place is polluted and it's going to destroy us. This is Micah chapter 2. Yep, and 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. You see that? It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. And this is talking about where we're at right now. This place is definitely not our rest. You know, you can't enjoy life, constantly working, paying bills. But like I said, you know, the captivity of Zion is almost over.